This feels weird.
Yeah, different for sure from
This is very different.
being in the studio.
Yeah, a little bit. Trying to see if.
We'll give it a few minutes. Let's climb up here just so we can see.
All right. I don't see anyone yet.
Nobody yet. Of course, it's.
What if I click overlay? Oh, no, we're not going to do that. I wish there was a way to go full screen.
It's all good.
I think I'm on your side, though. Yeah, I'm on your side.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that your better side?
No, this is your. It says
Oh,
Tim and Zach.
Oh,
I
okay.
think. Doesn't
Oh, yep, it does. You're right.
Yep. So now we're on the right sides.
And we're still.
The right, wrong sides. The wrong, right sides. The upside.
We had a nice journey down.
We did have a nice journey. We haven't been here twice in the last 24 hours or anything.
This would be 3.
Yeah, 3's the charm.
Yep, 3rd time.
Yeah, 3rd time's the charm, not 3's the charm. What am I saying? Oh. We have one person. All right, well, that's it. I think that's good enough. I think we can chalk it up to a good stream.
Yeah.
What is the weather here, Tim? What is the weather?
It's nice and balmy.
Yeah, it's very warm. If people can't tell by the jackets.
Oh, we got 2 pieces. Oh, we got downtown from the bells.
Hey, that is good time. Oh, because it's 9 o'clock now.
Yeah.
Which for them is 3.
3 o'clock in the
3
afternoon.
o'clock for these people.
Yeah, so Zach and I are fighting the cold.
We're doing this
in
because
Geneva.
we're dedicated.
Yeah, because we're looking forward to sharing some stuff with you guys. So, you want to just share kind of what it's been like? We've been in Geneva a couple of days.
Yeah, this is day 2 for us.
Yep.
So we had a full day yesterday, and then today is our second full day in Geneva. And today we started our journey of both Luther and Calvin. I didn't know that we were going to see stuff in Calvin as well.
Yeah. So Geneva is big for Calvin, Switzerland in general, Calvin and Zwingli. Yeah. So some great sights today. We actually flew in yesterday morning about 7:30. Pretty tired after the flight. They're a day early, so I got to check into the hotel, get a couple hours sleep, and then we moved downtown for a visit to grab some lunch, and then where we are now, which we'll talk about here in just a second.
We got some good food for lunch, if I may say.
We've had some good food in general since
we
got here, so
I'm very pleased.
Yeah. So we had a couple other pastors that made it in.
We did
yesterday, so early. We had Mark and his wife that came in yesterday about 11:30, and then James and John brothers out of Wisconsin that came in
pretty late last night or this morning. Was it last night or this morning?
Yeah, no, they made it in close to between 10 and 11.
Okay.
So
so a good time.
And then we were up early, about 6 a.m. for breakfast this morning.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yep, had breakfast at the hotel, boarded the bus, and then headed to the airport to pick up the group. They come in. Yep. They landed around 7:30, I think.
Came in early.
Yeah.
And everyone's luggage made something I noticed.
Hey,
I will take a blessing when it happens.
praise God. Yeah. That one is one that we always are have absolutely no control over. So one we are concerned about. But and then we began our journey. So we ultimately went to the UN this morning.
Yeah.
Got a great photo from there.
Absolutely.
Boarded the bus back up, and then we headed down here, which is where you and I made our way back to tonight.
Yep, for the 3rd time in 24 hours.
Yeah. We
totally not a hike.
Yeah, definitely getting our steps in. So
we're working off dinner.
Yeah. In fact, we're going to eat on the way back too.
We are going to eat on the way back.
I know
meal number 4 today.
Rick will be excited about that.
Yes, he will.
Yeah. So, but if you look in the background, so we are in the old city of Geneva, which is right above where Reformation Wall is. We were actually going to shoot from Reformation Wall.
Except it's pitch black.
Yeah, we got pretty disappointed whenever we got there and there wasn't any lighting. So we did get some photos, so we'll get some of that posted up for you at some point. So we walked up to the top of the hill where the old city is.
Yep.
And we figured be a great place to shoot with St. Peter's Cathedral in the background, which is where Calvin preached from about 1536 to around 1564.
Sounds right.
Every other week he preached from this church right here behind us. So great to visit that. Right next to it is the
Museum.
the Reformation Museum.
Yep.
Uh,
So it's got copies of some of the first translations.
yeah. So
Kinda
Sola
cool.
Scriptura. You go in and the first room that you walk into is talking about the Bible, and I think about how Luther translated the Bible and then was able to get that printed and out to the people so that they can begin to study Scripture themselves, and they don't have to rely on the priest to
Which
share
was
what word.
huge,
Yeah.
especially given what the church at that time was doing and telling the people to do.
Yeah, you of course had to trust what your priest was saying, and then of course everything really got skewed and kind of twisted sideways there. So, but Luther in the around 1517 nailed his theses to the door at the castle church, and that kind of lit the firebrand that started the Reformation.
He got in some hot water over that one.
A lot of hot water.
He offended quite a few people, to say the least.
Went into hiding. In fact, we're gonna see where he in Worms, whenever we visit Worms, which is in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
We'll get to see where it and thoughts on the things that were going were happening. He said, "Here I stand, I can do no other." So he had asked for some time to pray about that. I stand on everything that I've said, and ultimately launched out from there. Now we are in the city where we'll be in the city where Zwingli
Yes.
kind of partnered or also launched around the same time the Swiss Reformation. Him and Luther had some conversations back and forth, and we may get into some of that as we move down through the tour. Whenever we get into Strasbourg and what happened there, but Luther, Zwingli, and then ultimately we stood in front of Reformation Wall today, and there's four main figures that are in that wall that dealt with the Reformation here in Switzerland. That would be Farel, Calvin,
John
Beze or Beze, I'm not sure how you say his name, and then John Knox.
Yeah.
So we had those four reformers who were from basically who had a lot to do with the Reformation here in Switzerland. The wall extends out on either side, and that actually goes out
Plus
into
more figures.
launches out into other reformers that maybe were not Swiss, that
Sure.
were in England and different parts of
Throughout Europe,
world.
really. Yeah.
So great sight to see the actual memorial is built on the old city wall.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's built on the old city wall where the old city wall used to be. So a great representation of the reformers guarding and standing for biblical, early biblical truth, Orthodox Christianity, if you want to really think about it that way. So
And now we get to stand in the old city.
yeah, so we got to visit all of those sites. So there, and then St. Peter's Cathedral, the Reformation Museum,
The archaeological findings underneath the
that was
cathedral.
That was pretty amazing. We didn't get to, your dad and I didn't get to visit that back
No.
in February. What did you think about that?
I think it was pretty cool because you got to see all the different layers of which they had built over different things, and obviously now they've built the cathedral over.
Yeah.
Because it's an active cathedral.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So somewhat, if you've been to Israel before, then you know that typically something gets destroyed, but not wiped out completely. So usually gets filled in and then built on top of. Some very similar things that happened here with this cathedral.
I think there were something like 12 different layers that they've uncovered. Now, granted, it's one original church that they've rebuilt multiple times over.
Yeah.
But it's the same church that was rebuilt time and time again.
Yeah. So, I mean, great stuff to be able to stand in there. We actually looked at the baptistry. You could actually see the baptistry from the church from that time frame. How the walls were put together.
Some of the pottery. We even found coins from the first church.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
And wells where people love to throw money in.
Yeah,
So,
lots of wells. Lots of bad jokes about wells.
yeah, so it was great to be able to see all of that, to be able to stand in a church where history was made.
We're over here. I'm sorry.
Okay.
There's a bit of a breeze right now.
Yeah, so hey, we're up to 4 people, so
Hey,
that's awesome.
4 more than we had 10 minutes ago.
Yep.
So
So
hey,
if someone asks questions, will we be able to
yeah,
see
we
it?
should be able to
Okay,
see
great.
it. So if you're in the chat, you want to ask us something, like if this is a green screen or not. It's not. I wish it was right about now.
Yeah, it'd be much warmer.
It would be a
So
lot warmer. We could have done this from the hotel.
we could have, but it wouldn't have been as
It
much.
wouldn't have been the same.
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi would have been better.
Yeah. So, but no, we're having a great trip. We've got several days still left. So really just our first day in. We just had dinner with the group.
With the group for the
Yeah.
first night. Yeah.
Yep. Had a group of we've got a group of pastors that are here. We just had dinner. I imagine that they are going to bed right now,
I believe so.
and they'll be up about 2 o'clock in the morning. So
Yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning is at least when I was up.
That was
I was
you.
up at 2. I was up for about an hour and then I fell back asleep. And then that 5 a.m. wake up call. Man,
yeah.
I was not prepared.
So a little bit of advice as you come on these trips. Whenever you get over here, stay up as late as you possibly can. I know you want to go to bed early, sometimes at 7. And I know some of the guys. We got back to the hotel somewhat early today, around 3:30.
They took naps.
Yeah, they got to take a nap, get a shower, down for dinner. So maybe they'll stay up till.
Yeah, I think a few of them said they were going to stay up and at least until 9. So at least until we started this.
Okay, well, good.
So
Maybe this is some of them watching right now.
hey, that would be
Hey
cool.
guys,
They would know exactly where we're at.
Yeah.
They would know the distance we went for this.
they'd be excited that we're talking about them.
Absolutely.
So, Geneva today. We head for Zurich tomorrow. We're going to take a stop in.
What is the weather? Oh, it's Rick, actually, of all people.
We're going to take a stop in Bern on the way to Zurich, and then we're going to spend some time in Zurich talking about Zwingli, the Reformation as it happened there. We'll talk a little bit about, and we'll learn a little bit about Anabaptist history.
We will.
So we've got a great local guy that we're going to be meeting there tomorrow, Peter Detweiler. Excited to hear his take on everything. He's a Reformed pastor from that area, so looking forward to seeing him. So did Rick ask a question? What we got?
So it looks like Rick says, what is the weather like? And have you seen other groups or tourists in Geneva seeing the sights you're seeing?
Yeah.
So I saw a group at the United Nations this morning. That's where they started.
Yeah, we actually crossed paths trying to get back on the bus. So yes, we've seen I think several groups that we've. Is it Chile?
Or
Yes.
at least Florida, Chile.
It's definitely colder than Florida.
It's
Chile.
colder than Florida.
Yeah. So these Florida boys got cold 30 degrees ago.
Yeah.
So.
Because I think with wind chill, we're in the low 30s right now.
Yeah.
If not high 20s.
But whenever you're out of the wind, it feels pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, the wind today was pretty strong. In fact, whenever we took a boat ride across Lake Geneva,
Yeah.
some people got to sit inside. Some people got to sit inside.
I sat inside.
Others sat outside as we went across. And
But it did bite me in the butt because I did smack my head getting inside. So, I'm not saying I believe in karma, but if I did, that was instant karma.
Yeah. So we had a great day. Yeah, the weather's been, to be honest with you,
Great.
Yeah.
It rained a little earlier.
had a little sprinkle between 10 and 11, and it's very interesting that Matthias actually had called it last night. He said between 10 and 11 we're going to have a sprinkle.
And the weather never showed it, by the way.
Yeah.
Weather Channel never once said there was rain in the forecast.
Yeah. And then Zach and I climbed, can't see it, but we climbed to the top of the tower there.
Here, I'll show them.
Okay.
Prove it's not a green screen.
There you go.
This tower right here.
Yeah.
So we climbed.
To that tower, and we were able to walk around the outside of the building, and that was about the time that it began to rain.
Lights down on us.
So that was about the time that it got really windy. Got a little sprinkle that we had up there, but still
Slippery.
Yeah, but a great view. We had a
Amazing
great view of Lake Geneva, the city, the old city, the area there. So we've had a great time.
Not a green screen. No, it's not. I can go touch the wall.
So
It's not a green screen.
But So we've got a lot of days ahead of us. We wanted to shoot this out just so everybody could see some of the sites. I think we're going to try to shoot some video, and I don't know if they'll make it out before we get back, but we'll be able to get some video out to you from some of the sites that we get to see. Again, tomorrow Zurich, we'll stop in Bern on the way. The next day, we spend the night in Zurich. The next day, we get up and we head to Strasbourg. We're going to stop in a little town called Rickvier.
I'm very excited for all this.
Yeah, that's a little a small town that really has been frozen in time. I'm sure we'll get some good stuff from there.
Absolutely.
Yep. So Strasbourg, and then we head into Germany. Strasbourg, a great little place that we'll be able to. The hotel that we're staying at is right there in the town square.
Central.
Yep. So we'll be able to get out and walk around in the evening. Maybe we can do another live stream from Strasbourg. So we'll shoot out some information about that. But we'll hit Strasbourg and then we head into Germany. We hit Heidelberg, Worms. The next day we're in Erfurt, and we will see Erfurt and Wartburg Castle. I'm trying to use my
V's
for W's. Yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good.
You're doing pretty good.
So we had see Wartburg Castle, and then we the next morning we get up and head to Wittenberg, where Luther nailed his theses to the castle church door, and then we head into Berlin for our last day. So we've got a lot still to come. Yeah, we've got a lot coming. Again, we'll try to shoot some video to get out to everybody so they can see. Zach does an amazing job. He's constantly editing and trying to get stuff ready. In fact, you took this time this afternoon instead of a nap. You went back to the hotel and
I was editing videos. Yeah, and I'll be doing more on the bus than
yeah. So we'll get some stuff out to you for you to see. Do some more live streams from actual sites that we're at. In fact, maybe Strasbourg. I know we have some free time that maybe we can even do that in the middle of the day.
Absolutely, do it a little earlier.
Yeah. So we don't have to head down at 9 o'clock at night in the cold. So
it's not cold. This is a green screen.
It's great. It's great. So, but if you don't have any other questions for us, I don't see anything popping through there.
Yeah, I'll scroll through. I'm sorry if I bump y'all. I don't see anything. Okay. I'll give it a second.
Yeah. So
I know someone's typing right now.
Oh, okay.
I have a good intuition about this.
Okay.
Someone is typing.
So the pastors are having a great trip. They're already, I've actually talked with a few of them, and they already see some great benefit to being able to bring their churches back and learn about church history. All of the Protestant denomination, whether you're Lutheran, whether you are Presbyterian or Baptist, or it doesn't matter. All of our history ties back to, ultimately, of course, back to Israel. But this is a point that we can tie ourselves to a little bit closer to our time, and all that happened here was pretty amazing, and the fights that happened and the battles that happened, and a lot of that gets a little bit dirty, and we get to hear some of that history as we get into Zurich tomorrow. But when you understand that the battles that were happening against different false doctrines that were being taught, heresies that were happening, all of those, these guys really stood in the gap and launched into where we are today as a church. Take away all of the different denominations that we have, but where we are as as Protestants. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So seeing some more from you guys over the next few days. If you are a pastor and you see some benefit in this, or you find this interesting, we do have another FAM that's going to go off next year, barring anything different. I think it's towards the end of next year, again in November.
I think so.
So again in November. You can send in to sales@ittworld.com, sales@ittworld.com, and request some information for that familiarization trip that we have planned. And of course, we have familiarization trips planned for other places as well. I think we've got Greece in April, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
Somewhere there.
I know we're going to try an Israel trip or two this coming year.
Yeah, we're hoping and praying that that all gets resolved and returns to some sense of normalcy. So please be praying for that.
Am I wrong in saying, don't we have a river cruise?
Oh my goodness, yeah. So we've got a river cruise in May that we do have some spots left for. Those are filling up fast. So if you are considering a river cruise, which is going to go to some of the sites that
Yeah, we'll see some of them.
Yep. It goes to Strasbourg, where we'll be in a couple of days. It goes to Heidelberg and Worms. So the Reformation River Cruise, or I'm sorry, the River Cruise fan that we have in May of next year, that one, if you are considering that, you really, really need to get that into us now.
That will be a good trip.
Yeah.
I
In
think
fact,
we've got like a handful of spots at this point.
yeah, very few. So if you are considering going, please reach out to sales@ittworld.com. You can call the office 863-709-9208. Andrew's in there. He'd love to talk to you about stuff. But send that email in would be the easiest way, and we can get some information over to you so you can look at it. So, all right.
I think that's it. I think we can go find a place for a snack now.
Yeah, burger for you.
Burger. There is a Burger King down the road. It is authentic.
Zach's been talking about he wants a Swiss Burger King
It
burger.
is a Swiss Burger King burger. Can I get a Swiss burger minus the Swiss cheese?
Yeah, we'll try it and see.
Yeah.
But we're headed to do that now. I know Rick will be proud of us for grabbing another meal after we've already had dinner. So
We're following in his footsteps, kind
Absolutely.
of like how we're following in Luther's footsteps.
yeah, true. So, well, hope you guys enjoyed the ones that were able to get to visit with us while we were live. Hope you enjoyed hearing about the little bit that we've had going on. So,
And watching us shiver.
yep, it actually hasn't been too bad.
No, it's actually pretty good.
So, well, we'll sign off, and hopefully here in a couple of days when we get to Strasbourg, we'll maybe get an email out saying that we're going to do something else, and we'll
think we
try
can
to
do
do that during the day. So, yeah. Well, take care. God bless, and we will see you in a couple of days.
See y'all.